so strongly was destiny through the depths of your essence, but it's in your head. And it's like people outside of your head try and tell you how you gotta be, and to deter you from showing up authentically. You catch yourself starting to believe the shit, like blah blah blah.
Hey y'all, welcome to Aniyah's Notes. I am your host, AniyahJelisa. Welcome in, welcome back if you are a subscriber, okay? We are super close to hitting our goal of 500 subscribers, all right? And like I said, once we hit 500 subscribers, I will be hosting a contest giving away a free 1-hour reading, okay? So go ahead and subscribe definitely if you have not already so that you can join the team, okay, and catch this vibe. All right, I do want to show off my two beautiful creations, guys. So this is an arrangement that I did like yesterday. Isn't she gorgeous? Like, hello. Some of my hobbies, I love flowers and arranging flowers, and I also graphic designed this design here. It's called Alignment Over Productivity, okay? Somebody, my Capricorn, Moon and Mars, Virgo second house. I gotta keep this one in my head. I gotta keep, alignment over productivity, honey, because I definitely am the type to overachieve, just do too much, workaholic, all that kind of stuff. So I just want to show off my creations in today's video. So other than that, we're gonna go ahead and get straight into it. All right, I will go ahead and show you guys the photos so that you can choose your pile. Hello, pile one. Welcome to your reading. Welcome to Aniyah's Notes. I am your host, AniyahJelisa. So on today, we're going to be looking into what is your reputation, okay? What is kind of like, it's not even necessarily about gossip, but it's just like how are people viewing you, what do people think about you at this time, or what is kind of going through the grapevine? Not necessarily the gossip, like who's talking about it, but just like what is floating through the grapevine about you. All right, so let's go ahead and see. Let's pull some cards. Okay, appreciate my two beautiful creations. I did graphic design this journal as well as made this flower arrangement, and I'm proud of them. So yeah, let's see. Spirit, what is pile one's reputation at this time? First, we have the Six of Wands. Okay, this is the Twilight Dreams Tarot by Naughty Designs, by the way. If it's still for sale, I'm gonna link it, but it came out years ago, so I don't know. Let's see. Next, we have the Chariot reversed, the Two of Swords, the Six of Pentacles. Oh, this is a lot of cards. The Six of Pentacles reversed, the Star. Let me cover her up. The Star, the Moon, and the Ace of Pentacles reversed. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Pentacles. So what your reputation is that people think that you're somebody who, people see you as somebody who has a lot of potential that is going unused. So people see you as the person that could get them out the hood, like your family or like your close friends. Some of them might say that to you like outwardly, and then some of them might not say it, but they think it. You're the kind of person people feel like you could become a model, you could become maybe an artist of some type like a musician. I don't know what you do specifically. Like there's something that you have a talent in that people feel like would take you really far if you really wanted to, or if you really acted upon what that is. So for example, if you're seen as like really pretty and attractive in the world, like, or handsome, and you always are getting complimented on your looks, people think that you should be a model. Or like if you were to be a model, it will work out for you successfully and like you will be able to change your life. If you are good at singing or rapping, people think that if you were to make music, you could change your life in that way. Some of you guys are really athletic or you're good at sports, and people think that if you were to audition to be on some type of sports team that you would make it and you would be able to become like a professional athlete. But for some reason here, people feel like you don't take action on these opportunities. Like with the Four of Wands on the bottom of the deck, or I kind of was, oh no, I didn't, okay. With the Four of Wands on the bottom of the deck, and like the Ace of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, the Ace of Pentacles reversed, the Six of Pentacles reversed, as well as the Chariot reversed. It's like people, and then we have the Two of Swords. It's like people feel like you have insecurities or like mental limitations that get in your way. It's like, for example, it's making me think about like you know how like Nicki Minaj, I feel like I've made a reading before kind of channeling this exact energy. I don't, probably was years ago though, but because I feel like I told this exact example before too. It's making me think about how Nicki Minaj used to work at Red Lobster, and like she says how she got fired from Red Lobster, and I think at the time she was like upset about it, obviously, but now present day we all know that like for Nicki Minaj, like fuck Red Lobster, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like the people around you or the reputation that you have is that you might have like a very mundane job or like just live like a very mundane normal life where you just work a normal job, you go to a normal school, you do normal things, but people feel like you could be the kind of person who could live a lavish lifestyle or could, it don't even have to be like a lavish lifestyle, but even if it's like really high level corporate, or if it's like somebody who's super educated and has like multiple degrees and is like a doctor or something, like, you know, people see you having the potential to go super, super far. But I feel like you could be a very emotionally sensitive person, or you could be a person who is very spiritual and like, so you value righteousness. And I think that maybe the industries that people could see you going far in have dark things about them that you are aware of that you don't really want any parts of. So that could be another reason that people know about you as to why you don't choose to pursue these things. So for example, if you wanted to be a model, it's like, or people think you think that you can make a good model, it's like, yeah, I'm pretty, but that doesn't mean that I want to deal with the ins and outs of the modeling industry, because the modeling industry is very all different kinds of phobic, and you know, known not to treat models well unless you're like a supermodel or you're super famous already, like things like that. And same thing with like the entertainment industry, whether it's like music or dancing, things like that. It's like, okay, yeah, just because I can dance doesn't mean that I want to be a professional dancer and like subject to whatever that comes with, or be a professional singer or rapper and then comes with and deal with whatever that comes with as well. I think for some of you, you view like your like you find comfort in a normal life or like a mundane life, and so you may not necessarily, I feel like it's kind of back and forth thing. Like I feel like part of you wants to experience those things, even if it's not at like a huge mainstream level. You at least want to experience like being able to live off of something like easier for you, or something that is more in alignment with your passions than like what your current like mundane job is. But at the same time, there's this energy of like you knowing that you won't have the same comfort, or like there's something here about like there will be things that you will deal with, or people, like a type of person that you might have to deal with that you don't really want to. Or there's going to be people, for some of you, I'm getting that you're also very headstrong and you don't take well to criticism, or you don't really, you're not the kind of person that wants to be given advice or wants to be advised all the time. And it's like maybe something about going into these other industries would require that. So for example, if you become a musician or a model, you're going to have like an agent and management and, you know, things like that. And it's like, or like PR, and, you know, you're like, I don't really want anybody that close to me like running my life or trying to tell me what to do, or always critiquing everything I post or what I wear, or, you know what I'm saying, like trying to like mold me into something. And I think that that could also be a big reason as to why you don't pursue these things. And people know that, like, people feel like you have, it's like you have the outwardness or whatever it is, like I said, like if you have the looks, people think you can be a model because you have the look, or you might just have the raw talent of being somebody who's very athletic or being very creatively inclined. But they know, it's like they know you don't have the personality to like want to do that shit, or like if you were gonna do it, you would be very different than like the rest of the people in your industry. Like you would be like an outcast type of energy from the rest of like that group of people. Okay, yeah, I feel like that's pretty much that on that. So let's go ahead and get some oracle cards. Okay, this is the deck that I made. Spirit, what is pile one's current reputation at this time? First, we have Leo. So you definitely shine, okay? People definitely think that you're very attractive. We have Leo and Cancer, which is so interesting because we have the moon. So we technically have Cancer twice. So like I said, you guys could be very energetically sensitive. You could be very very spiritual, very psychic, okay? You could have a high level of discernment and like understanding of like psychological and a social awareness as well. Like you're very good at reading the room, pretty much, okay? And with this Leo energy, I feel like you're somebody who's very heart-centered, you're very stubborn, you're very headstrong, and you're popular. You could definitely be very popular here. We have the Six of Wands, which I kind of take as like not the Sun card, but the Sun card. It's the closest card, in my opinion, to the Sun card that's not the actual Sun card. So So yeah, I feel like you are very popular. You might even be like a local celebrity. Like you might not be like a mainstream type of famous or anything, but you're seen as like a celebrity amongst a niche group of people. So the people in your this could even be something where like the people in your friend group, not to say that your friend group has a leader, but like people, if it was to have a leader, people would gladly put you in that place. Or like people might just naturally like kind of listen to you or like orbit around you. Like you might find yourself like if you're hanging out with your friends, and let's say somebody says they're hungry, like you might be the one to make the final decision on where you guys go out to eat. Or like you're somehow like the person who's like leading the decision making amongst the group. Okay. And people could also just see you as somebody who does this in your own life. And with the star card, it's like you attract a lot of energy naturally without really trying to as well. I think that's also why people notice that you might not want to go into those things or those careers, because it's like with you being the kind of person who gets the attention naturally, you don't always want it. So it's like, you're not coming across, like some people have to like clout chase essentially, or like change themselves, or like put themselves out there in like certain positions, like to actually try to be seen in order to get attention. Whereas you're not like that. Like people feel like you get attention when you don't even want it. Like you just existing, you could get these things. Like I wouldn't be shocked if somebody in this group has actually had people try to scout them for something, and you know the person trying to scout you is like thinks that you're the perfect person for the job, and it's like you don't want it. Whereas there's other people who have like begging this person for this opportunity, but they want to give it to you, and you're just like, I mean that's cool, but you know I don't really want to be a model, or I don't want to be a singer, I don't want to do that. Like I don't want my life to be in the public, or I don't want people to always be like looking at me or perceiving me or trying to like comment on what I'm doing. Like you might be somebody as well with the moon who really values your privacy, okay, and your alone time. And I think you just don't want to be like, you don't want that lifestyle, like and I feel like people feel like they will switch places with you if they could. Like I definitely feel like people would switch places with you if they could. People look at you and feel like the potential that you have if you were not so righteous, or if you were not so energetically sensitive. Like if you just really didn't give a fuck, and if you were just willing to do anything, oh my god, you would be up, okay, for sure. Like I'm even seeing some people feel like if I was them, I would be a SW, I would have a sugar daddy, I would be modeling, I would be in the NBA, I'd be doing this, I'd be doing that, like you know. But it's like, of course they're just looking at that through like a rose, you know, like a, what is it, a rose tinted lens, or rose tinted glasses, where it's like they're just romanticizing what they think your life will be. But you're somebody who's very realistic as well, and I think that's also why even though you have the opportunity to do these things, you don't, because again you're able to see the dark side of it, or the parts of it that are not always talked about or put on the forefront. And I think that part of you, sometimes the Four of Pentacles can be a card of like being too strict and like not wanting to try something new. And I do see with the Two of Wands, the Two of Swords here, that sometimes you do want to try these things and to like get out of your box. But at the same time, I feel like the comfort that you seek is not even like you're fully afraid or like completely limited to not do these things out of like fear, but it's more so a thing of like, I think your values are just different than like the average person's values. So you're knowing like, okay, yeah, if I was to become a model, I would have a lot of money and fame, but that you might not value money and fame as much as you value privacy and alone time, or you know, actual genuine connection. So it's like it's like for you I just feel like that's not necessarily the life that you want to live. I think people project onto you a lot what they want to live, and they feel like you're somebody who has access to what they wouldn't want to be doing, so then they try to project onto you and kind of try to like live vicariously through you. This is going to be really specific, but I feel like some of y'all have friends around you that literally do try to live vicariously through you. So what I mean by that is, you could have a friend, like let's say, like I said, some of y'all are very athletically inclined. Let's say that you're really good at basketball, and so when you play basketball with your friends, you're just playing for fun. But your friend might have had a dream when they were a kid of going to the NBA, but they're not as good as you at basketball. So it's like when y'all play, they try to like push you to like go super hard. Like, no, bro, you need to go to tryouts, you need to go to this audition, you need to go to this, like you need to lock in, and you're like, I don't want to go to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? You might be kind of confused, like, why does this person give a fuck that bad about me doing this? It's not them doing it. It's because they feel like they can never do it, so you're like the next closest thing, you know? Or for those of you who are really pretty or handsome, you might have friends who always push you to like post on Instagram or post on TikTok or try to make you make content or try to get you to be a model. And you're like, I don't care for social media. I don't care to post myself on social media. I don't need that. I don't want that. And it's like, you might be wondering like, damn, why are they always so pressed to make me take pictures or to try to, it's because they feel like they wouldn't get attention from just the way they look, but you do. And so it's kind of like people sometimes will try to push you into spaces so that you can reach these like materialistic heights, I guess, and then they can benefit from that. I'm also saying that for some of you, you could be very smart as well, and this could show up in like your parents pushing you to get more and more degrees or to become super educated or to be the valedictorian or whatever, because they want, like, they know that they can't do that. So it's like, if you do it, if you get all the degrees, and they can still, you know, ride your wave of like, oh yeah, my kid has all these degrees, or, you know, whatever. Like people really want, people feel like you're like, if you know how at the end of yearbooks in high school there's like the superlatives and one of them is like most likely to be famous. People feel like you are most likely to be famous, and because of that they want to like be in close proximity to you and like be the person that kind of helped motivate you in this phase while you're down. I say down as in like regular or normal, so that way one day if you do become famous, then they can like reap the benefits because they're your friend essentially. So yeah, and last but not least, I'm gonna pull a message from the Cosmic Confessions Oracle book. So let's see what is Pile 1's reputation, spirit. The card, yeah, the number that I was getting in my head was 73. It says, I've been watching, sometimes I'm not gonna lie, I'd be nervous to pull out this book because I'm like, when I get a number in my head, I have no clue if I flip to it if the message is gonna resonate or not. So I'd be like, ooh, I don't know, but I heard 73, so it seems like it's on track. It says, I've been watching you for a long time now. I've seen evidence of your hard work and persistence. I think you have the kind of skills and expertise that's needed for this next opportunity. I'm about ready to make you an offer. I truly have the resources to take you to the next level. You're ready for this. Expect to hear positive news from me or my team soon. I've been observing your progress and talent. You have what it takes to go the distance. So that actually is exactly what I was saying. Like, people literally might try to hand you opportunities, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like you take the opportunities that you want to take. Like, I feel like if something is something that truly aligns with you on a spiritual level, on an emotional level, and a heart-centered level, then you will take it. You're not just, like I said, like, you don't come across as somebody who's like holding themselves back out of fear. It's just like, you know what you value, and it has to be something that you actually value, not something that most people value, in order for you to take the opportunity. And so I feel like there are people wanting to give you opportunities. Some of them you will want to take, and then others you will not want to take, and people are going to be like shocked, like, who does this person think they are to not take that opportunity, or who do they think they are to not want to do that, and when everybody else dreams of doing that. But it's like, that's them and you're you, okay? So that's what I have for you, Power One. Definitely go ahead and give me a thumbs up if the video resonated, and if it did resonate, comment. What should we comment for you guys? Shit, I'm sorry. I'm thinking. I'm taking too long. Comment potential. Ooh, I'm sorry, y'all. That took so much longer than it needed to, but comment potential if you're from Pile 1, so that I know that you're from Pile 1. Like I said, leave a comment or leave a like if the video resonated, and also go ahead and subscribe if you're not, so that you can join the team, okay? Other than that, I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey y'all, welcome to your Pile Group 2, okay? Welcome in, welcome to Aniya's Notes. I am your host, AniyahJelisa. Today we're going to be looking into what is your current reputation, okay? So what are people thinking about you? What's flowing through your name? Like, what's flowing through the grapevine about you? All right, let's get into it. This is not necessarily gossip. It's just more so like, what are people thinking of when they think of you at this time, okay? So let's see. Spirit, what is Pile 2's reputation? Just to let you guys know, we're almost at 500 subscribers. Last time I checked, we were literally at 495. Okay, we literally just need 5 more subscribers before we can do our giveaway, where I give away 1 free hour reading. So if you're interested in that and you're not subscribed, go ahead and join, okay? Also, these are my creations here. I graphic designed this journal and I made this flower arrangement, and I'm very proud of them, okay? So comment and tell me that they're pretty. All right, so let's see. Spirit, what is Pile 2's reputation at this time? First up, we have the Empress reversed. Spirit, what is Pile 2's reputation at this time? Next, we have the Page of Pentacles. Beautiful cards. This is the Twilight Dreams Tarot deck, by the way. After that, we have the Tower. Is she clothed? Okay. We got the Tower. Sticking out here, we have the Queen of Wands. And one more card, please. Where's Pile 2's reputation? We have the Nine of Cups. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Cups reversed. With these cards, I'm kind of getting the vibes here, like that your reputation has something to do with you. It's like you come, how do I say this? Your reputation is that you're the person that people want, but they can't have. With like the Empress reversed, so I feel like sometimes this card reverse can represent like, you know, somebody not being in their power, somebody not balancing out their feminine energy, or not really taking good care of themselves, not being open to receiving and things like that. But I feel like in your case, with this Page of Pentacles being right after, it's like you're seen as divine. You're seen as somebody who is put on a pedestal or like seen in a high regard. But in the same breath, it's like because of that, you come across as somebody who actually holds their boundaries because of that, and you're not just easily open to people. With the Tower here, it's like, and the Ten of Cups reverse, which represents emotional fulfillment and like family and happiness and all that. It's kind of like this energy of like, people might have visions or dreams of wanting that with you, but you quickly remind them that that's not reality, or that they're not on your level. Because it's like, we have the Queen of Wands and the Empress here, and then we have the Page of Pentacles. So it's like people might see you, and it's like, you know, we're interacting in the world. Obviously with our vision, we're seeing outwards, we're not seeing in, right? You have to look in a mirror to see your face. You can see your hands if you put them in front of you and things, but you have to, you know, obviously look into something reflective if you want to see your face. And so I feel like you have this like reflective energy about you, where it's like kind of not at first though. It's like, it's kind of one of those things where people will see you and they'll just be so enamored with you that they kind of forget who they are, or they forget where their energy lies. And something about interacting with you reflects that back to them. It's like your rejection reflects back to them who they are, or like you just say things that makes people realize who they are. So for example, and this, I do get the feeling that this has to do like with romantic partnership, but I feel like this is not even all about that. Like, I feel like just in general, like you have a very reflective energy to you. So what I mean by that is, for example, let's say that, you know, you take walks in your neighborhood and there's this one car who always like zooms really fast through the neighborhood, and like they pass you when you're out walking, and this happens multiple times, and then you end up seeing the person at the neighborhood pool, and you end up have conversation with them, y'all have small talk, and you mention to them like, hey, yeah, you be driving fast as hell through the neighborhood, like you should probably stop doing that. And it's like, to you that might be just like a normal sentence, and you just speaking on like a normal observation that you had about them, but to them it's like nobody told them or nobody mentioned that they drive fast before. So when you say it, it's like they're like taken aback. They're like, oh, I mean, I do drive fast. I mean like, and it kind of start like really like getting into it, you know what I'm saying? Or not even getting offended per se. Some people do get offended about your energy, but it's not even getting offended. It's more so getting like embarrassed. Like people feel embarrassed around you. Like you tend to say, yeah, like I feel like people see you as somebody who it depends on the person who's talking about it and the way in which they're going to describe it. Obviously, some people feel like you are rude because they feel like you say things or you correct things in a way where they feel like you shouldn't, or they feel like you should pull them to the side to say certain things, whereas you'll just say it. And I feel like you tend to make people feel embarrassed sometimes. Not that you're trying to, but it's just like you just peep everything. It's like you see everything, and so you tend to see people's inadequacies as well. And I think also with the Empress energy, it's like you have this like motherly energy about you as well, like this very like parental nurturing vibe regardless of gender, where it's just like you just peep shit and like you'll say something because in your mind you're like that thing should be corrected, like that's something that should be said, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, it's something like, let's say that you invite your friends over to your house to hang out and like you fix them all a plate of food and you know everybody takes their plates into the sink except for one of your friends, and so you tell that one friend, hey, like can you take your dish and put it in the sink, and they're like, oh my god bro, like I was gonna do it, or, you know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like that energy of like you just remind people of like the little things that they do. And I think on a grander scale collectively about you, people feel like you're somebody to be on their P's and Q's around because you just will have the tendency to correct or to say something. Especially I feel like, and I especially feel like this, the reason why this is even something that stands out in the first place is because you might be doing this to people who nobody else does that to them. Like nobody, like people who are like enabled, like you could, I'm specifically saying that you could do this to a lot of people who are the youngest sibling, or like they're the youngest, if they're not the actual youngest sibling, they might be the youngest sibling of their gender. So it's like they might have another sibling under them, but you know they're the youngest boy or girl, so it's like they still get that like youngest privilege in a sense. So maybe their parents kind of let them slide with things, or maybe they have older siblings who just do stuff for them, let them slide, or maybe people surround themselves with like yes man enabling type of friends, and so you know when you start being friends with them, you're not an enabler, so you're going to say something, whereas the rest of their friends will never say anything. So it's like I feel like you kind of shock people, like because this people that I'm getting specifically that like see this within you the most are people who are not used to it. People who are not used to people observing them and being able to call out their flaws or the things they do that are mistakes type shit. Interesting. And I feel like that upsets people because I feel like you do come across as very sexy, very magnetic. You're very fun and you're very charming as well. You can be very creative, okay? And I do feel like you have a lot of sexual energy and people lust after you as well, and people want to be your friend. Like you seem like somebody who's very just confident with themselves, happy in life, and so people do enjoy being around you. It's just one of those things where like people feel like they have to like sit up straight. Like it's kind of like you have the energy of like the favorite teacher. Like you remember like when we was in school and everybody would always have like that one favorite teacher where it's like the teacher was cool and they were down to earth, but you also knew that you had to respect them. It's like they were cool and they were not the type of adult to like make it seem like, you know, always having to put their foot down and like have power plays with students. And so you did feel safe and comfortable within their class, but at the same time they did make it very clear like I'm still the teacher at the end of the day, and like you're not gonna disrespect me, and like if you do, you will get out of my class. At the end of the day, I will, just because I'm, you know, kind to you doesn't mean that you cannot do all your homework and I'm gonna just give you an A. I will fail you, you know what I'm saying? But then I'll still tell you to have a good day and you can come talk to me if you need to, but if you don't do your homework, I will be giving you a 0. Like it's like you have that kind of vibe where it's like people, sometimes you get on their nerves because you hold them accountable, and like you definitely will bring up the elephant in the room or like correct people when they need to be corrected. But at the same time, when you're not doing that, you're very fun and you're very playful, you're very nurturing, you're kind, you're expressive, and I feel like you also encourage people to be themselves as well, and like encourage people to be their best self. So it's like people leave your presence feeling, whether they leave feeling better or worse about themselves really just depends on how they show up around you. Like if people show up around you as their best self, then they're going to feel that warmth and that love from you. But if they show up on some bullshit, they're going to get like a stern talking to type energy from you, and so they might leave feeling like disappointed. It's one of those things where like when you disappoint your parent, it's like if you have, I can't relate, but if y'all have I know some people have parents that don't, you know, their parents don't get physical with them, or their parents don't like get loud or yell at them or anything, but you can tell when they're upset, and it's like that energy of like, dang, like I disappointed them. Like people feel that with you, okay? So that's your reputation. Like you come across as somebody that, like that person's really cool, but like they don't play. So, you know, you can have fun with them, but you know, be on your P's and Q's because they will clock it if you're not. Like, okay. And another thing as well with this Queen of Wands energy, this is like the fire sign. So you guys could have prominent fire signs in your chart. Fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You don't have to though. But I also feel like you're not the type to back, like you're very bold too. Like you're not the type to back down. So it's like people, you're not somebody who can be dominated. So it's like, if you correct somebody on something, or if you try to hold somebody accountable for something, you're not going to back down. So even if they try to gaslight you, or if they don't want to hear it and they're trying to like argue with you about it, you're like, no, I said what I said. So you know what I'm saying? It's like, either get with the program or move around. And I also feel like you have a natural leader energy to you too, where you might have the energy where if somebody gets on your bad side, it's not gonna just be like they can just get on your bad side and that's it. Like, you might have friends, like you might have mutual friends that will choose your side and like stop talking to this person, or stop inviting them places. Or like, you're the kind of person where it's like, if somebody comes around you being disrespectful or rude or weird and you don't like them, you'll tell your other friends like, don't invite me if that person is around, and you will stand on that. So it's like, and your friends won't play with you either, because they already know that you're the type to like get mad, and like, I don't get the vibe that you like act crazy or anything, but you're just very strict. Like, you're very much standing on business. So it's like, if you don't like somebody, you'll make it clear like, okay, I don't want to be around them. So like, if that was like your friend's other friend, they might notice that that friend stops inviting them out as much, because the friend that you guys share would rather have you around and not invite them than invite them and not have you there. So, and it's not even a thing like, because you don't have like a bully energy. It's not even like a bully type of thing. It's just a thing of like, they just value your presence more. And I feel like you're the type of like, you wouldn't even get mad if they invite that friend and not you, because you said you don't want to be around them. You would let them do them, but they still choose you. So your energy is very respected. You're a very respected individual. So let's just get some more cards. This is the Oracle deck that I made. Spirit, what is Pile 2's reputation? What is Pile 2's reputation? We have divine feminine energy, creativity, and fertility. So like I said, you definitely come across as like a very regal, goddess-like, leader, motherly, divine type of energy. We have, I think I want to marry you. So that's what I was saying. When people definitely are attracted to you, it's just like, sometimes they realize, literally, like I said, we have the 10 of Cups too, reversed. And the 10 of Cups literally signifies like marriage, family, fulfillment, kids, all that kind of stuff. So it's like, literally, there are people who want that with you, but it's like, they just feel like they're not good enough. Okay, they feel like you would reject them. They're not good enough for you to like want that with them, but they want it with you for sure. Like, I'm literally also, I was thinking that in the very beginning when I seen the Empress reverse as well. Like, some people wish that you were their wife or husband, literally. Like, some people literally crush on you, and like, in their head they were like, that's my wife. Like, oh my god, that's my wife. Like, and what's sad is that I'm seeing that this could even be people who are already in a relationship. Like, they could be in a relationship with somebody and they could know in the back of their mind, like, yeah, I'm with this person right now, but if I ever end up single at the same time that Pile 2 is single, I'm going after that, and I will lock in with them for life, no cap. Like, this person cool for now, but man, wait till I get my shit together, or, you know, wait till I'm not with this person anymore, or wait till Pile 2 break up with their person, or the Pile 2 person fuck up. Like, yeah. So I'm not condoning this thought process. I'm just telling you what it is. And I'm gonna get one more card for Pile 2. I didn't think you would notice. I feel like, yeah, it's like, and then on the bottom we have, you drink or smoke too much. So this is what I'm saying. Like, you clock people's tea. You definitely clock people. Like, you call out and pay attention to everything. So it's like, nothing really gets past you. That's what I'm saying. Like, nothing really gets past you. So it's like, people know that you're cool, you're fun, you're a vibe, but they have to like respect you. It's kind of like when you're party. It's like, literally, like, if you're partying with like your mom, it's like, your mom could be cool all day and like let you smoke and drink and cuss, but at the same time, it's like, that's still your mom. So there's still a certain level of respect that you need to have when you're hanging out with her versus if you're hanging out with your friends type shit. It's like, people know that, like, yeah, you have to have a certain level of respect and like composure, keep it real cute when you're around Pile 2, because they don't play. Okay, so the number that I'm hearing in my head for you guys out of the Cosmic Confessions book is 56 or 52. We're gonna see. I don't know. And 52. Okay, so these are the two that I'm getting. This is for your reputation. So 56 says, so it's really over, huh? You're done with me? I thought we'd play cat and mouse a little longer. I can see that you're uninterested now, though. I thought the distance would make you want me more, but it backfired. I thought you wanted to play these kind of games with me. I thought this was the best way to get your attention, but I guess I was wrong. I'm going to try to make you jealous because I'm annoyed you walked away so easily. But let's be honest, it was never going to work anyway. You don't know what you want. With this one, I feel like this kind of people's energy of like, I think you get tested a lot. And I'm gonna try to hurry up because I know this video is getting long, but I feel like you get tested a lot, whereas like I said, you come across as very respectable. So I feel like when people first meet you, it's like, how do I say this? When people first meet you, you might come across, people see other people respecting you, and people might feel like, why does this person get so much respect? Or why does this person get, it's like, why does this person get so much respect? Because what I'm seeing is like, you might have people who are normally very disrespectful respect you. So it's a thing of like, if they see this, it kind of makes them like, well, who is this person? So they kind of try to test you. And so you might come across people playing games, or like in this case, you know, trying to play cat and mouse, trying to pretend like they're not interested in you, or trying to purposely avoid giving you attention in hopes that it's going to humble you, or in hopes that it's going to make you vow for their attention or vow for their respect. And when you don't, it kind of makes them feel like, oh damn, like that person is like legit, that person is solid. It's kind of like the energy of like let's say that, like the teacher example, if there's a teacher where it's like all the badass kids typically who are bad as fuck in other people's class, when they get into that teacher's class, they don't act like that. And then like a new kid comes to the school, but the new kid, you know, knows some of the other badass kids from like a different school or a different neighborhood. And so when they go to that class and they see their friends who are typically bad as fuck sitting down, doing their work, being quiet, they kind of wonder like, why they quiet now? Like what's so special about this teacher that, you know, we're not talking in class and that we're not acting up in class when we do that, when we would do that with any other teacher. And so they'll try to act out in the class and, you know, try to get a reaction out of you, and you simply like just kick them out with no question. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like you handle it in a way where it's like, oh, and they realize like, oh, that's why my friends are acting right. Or it could even be a thing of like in friend groups where you know, you might have a friend who, like I said, like around you, they're very much put together. They, especially if you're like a woman, and it really doesn't actually matter the gender of the friends, but let's just say like you have a friend, and like when your friend is around you, they keep it cute. Like they don't talk to you crazy, they don't tell you what to do, they're just like normal, I guess. Like they're like respectful. But then they might have other friends who they boss around, and they like are rude to them, and they cuss at them, and they call them out their name, and they talk shit about them. And so it's like when those friends meet you and they notice that friend talking to you nice and talking to you with respect, they're like, well, who the fuck is this? Because you was just talking about me last night, and you talk to me crazy, you talk to me any kind of way, and you treat me like I'm your lapdog, but you treat them with like praise and respect. So it's like, you know, you might have people trying to humble you sometimes because of that, because it's like you get a certain level of respect that they don't get. All right. And then 52 is another perspective that I was also getting. So this one says, you've been charging ahead lately. I've noticed the strides you've been making. In fact, it's obvious to a lot of people that you've been elevating. I think I figured out your secret. You do it all with thoughtfulness and love, don't you? I've been wondering why you've been on this upward trend for so long, and that's the truth that landed in my lap. You don't have to cut corners or step on toes to get ahead. You pursue what's in alignment with you, and that's why you get what you want. I can see your goal isn't to be better than others or to feed your ego. You push ahead and achieve because you're genuinely chasing your dreams. Your purity of heart is so inspirational. So again, that's why you get this respect, because you come across as, like I said, somebody who's very in tune with themselves, somebody who carries themselves very well. You're creative, you're fun, you're bubbly, but you have a lot of power. You have a lot of power and you get a lot of respect, but you don't use it to be a bully. You don't use it to shit on people. You don't use it to be negative. You use it to uplift and inspire people. They just have to be on their P's and Q's. You know, they have to just act right because you don't tolerate bullshit, but you're not mean, you know, when you could be. And so people overall, people really respect you and they find you to be inspirational, and people really love your attention because they know that you don't just give it to anybody. Okay, so that is what I have for you, pile 2. If you are from pile 2, comment powerful down below so that I know that you completed the reading, that you stayed all the way into the end. Our word for pile 2 is going to be powerful. Other than that, guys, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up if it resonated, and subscribe so that you can join the team. All right, we're almost at 500. Yay, thank you guys so much. Other than that, I love you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hey pile 3, welcome to Naya's Notes. I am your host, AniyahJelisa. Today we're going to be looking into what is your current reputation. Okay, so this is not quite gossip, it's more so just like what is already people's idea of you. Okay, when your name gets brought up. So let's see, Spirit, what is pile 3's reputation at this time? Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, okay, so that you can join the team. All right, when we reach 500 subscribers, I will be giving away a free 1-hour reading. You can also book a reading with me down below with the link in the description box at AniyahJelisa.com. Also, I created this arrangement yesterday. I made this arrangement yesterday, and I also graphic designed this journal. So tell me that they're pretty if you think they're pretty in the comments. Like, trying to show off my art today. So let's see, Spirit, what is pile 3's reputation at this time? First up, we have the 7 of Wands reversed. Next, we have the Moon. We have Death reversed. Next, we have the Knight of Wands. And we have Justice. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. I'm not gonna lie, your reputation is that you can be crazy. Yeah, people feel like you're the kind of person where this is just your reputation, okay? I'm just a messenger. But this is kind of giving me the vibe of like, people feel like your reputation is that you're somebody who is highly sought after and people really are drawn to you, but that people end up running away from you, or people end up like wanting to leave your presence or wanting to be away from. It's like you have this energy of like, you're very attractive. We have the Justice and the Knight of Wands, even the Death, which is Scorpio energy, and Cancer with the Moon. It's like people are really attracted to your energy. And I feel like people might also see you as somebody who, they do have to like get past your walls. Like you do have some like self-defense mechanisms or some, you know, I guess ringers that you put people through in the beginning to see if you want to trust them. But I feel like once you do trust people, you're very like, you show your trueness or you show your real personality, and you can be very controlling, and people feel like you're very controlling, dominating, emotional, but also lustful. So it's like this thing of like, so this is what I'm getting. If you are the kind of person where maybe you have flings or situationships, you could have a reputation of agreeing to just be friends or just be in a situationship at first, but then once you catch feelings, then you kind of become controlling or aggressive, or like you start treating that person or holding them to a certain standard as if they're your person, but maybe they're not your person. And sometimes people don't like that. Or I'm getting that this could even be in like your friendships, where people might feel like it might be difficult to become your friend initially, but like once people do become your friend, then you want them to be like with you all the time. You could be territorial if they have other friends. Like you could be the kind of person who doesn't want your best friend to have a different best friend that's not you. And so it's like people are drawn to you. It's not that like it's not anything bad at first. It's like people, when they first get to know you, when they're first meeting you, they want to be around you, they want to be in your energy. You come across very warm and friendly and like easy to talk to, easy to be around in the beginning. But it's like the more that you actually get deeper with people, you are very loyal. Like you're very loyal, and people know that you'll stand up for them, you'll go to bat for them, you'll do things for them, but you also expect to be like kind of praised or treated the same in return. But it's like, it's almost as if like people didn't ask for this. Like I feel like people have this vibe towards you where they feel like I didn't ask for that, or I didn't want that much from you. Very interesting. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. And you know, I'm sorry this is not what you wanted to hear. Feel free to choose another pile or to, you know, go watch a different reading, but I'm just a messenger. Like, and that's what it gives. Like people feel like you're a lot to handle. You could have prominent like Leo, Aries, Sag placements, also definitely Cancer or Scorpio placements here as well. You could also have Libra placements. We have Libra, Cancer, and Scorpio here in the major arcana, but I'm also heavily being drawn to this wand energy because we literally have all the other cards that are not major arcana are wands. We have the 7 of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. So prominent placements could definitely be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Cancer, Scorpio, Libra. Okay, you don't have to have them, but I definitely feel like a lot of you probably will. You come across as just being a lot, and it's like people feel like your energy is overwhelming. So for example, if this is like again, if somebody new comes into a space and they ask like about, oh, like what do y'all think about so and so, people will say like, you know, they're cool, they're like down to earth, they're very loyal, they're funny, they're attractive, but like if you're not trying to be serious or if you're not trying to be deep, I wouldn't bother with them because they will take it deep even if you're trying not to. Like, they want something deep. People know that you want something deep. They will know that you want something serious. Like, you're the type of person, like, you have to be very selective about who you deal with because you have this very like loud, bold, and deep, intense energy. Like, especially like Sagittarius and Scorpio is like prominently sticking out to me. Like, you have the kind of energy that like people have to be willing to be deep in order to like you and to appreciate you. Otherwise, people feel like like your energy is like too much, basically. Like, you could have this is specific, you could have had like platonic friends say that you do too much, or that like you're treating them like they're your partner, like that you're treating them like they're your boyfriend or girlfriend. Like, you might be the kind of person, like, you might not believe in like low maintenance friends. Like, you might be the kind of person who wants to be, you know, on the phone with your friend or at your friend's house or texting your friend all day every day. Like, you might be the kind of person to want to FaceTime your friend or your person multiple times a day, and it's like, to you, you just feel better, I feel like, in connection, and you really just enjoy people. And for you, it's just like you just have a lot of love to give and you like to be around people. You might be pretty extroverted, but it's like for other people, you might tend to notice or attract or be around people who are more introverted or to themselves, or who don't want to talk all the time, or who don't want to have their friend to be over their house all the time, or who don't want to go out all the time. And so those people, it's really like those types of people that I feel like think you're like too much. Like, they feel like you do too much. They feel like you're a good person though. It's not like they think you're a bad person. It's just like a lot of people don't have the capacity to like handle you and like all that comes with you, okay? And I feel like some people feel like, you know, some people feel like they regret like getting so close to you because it ended up like you kind of required them to do more than they really wanted to, or to try to, you wanted to connect with them emotionally deeper than they really wanted to connect with you emotionally. So I feel like people give warnings about you, like, yeah, like, that person's cool, but they're very intense, they're like a lot. So you might also be the kind of person to like trauma dump on people, or to like tell people your problems, like vent a lot and complain. And it's like people feel like they don't always want to hear that. I feel like people kind of tiptoe on eggshells around you emotionally, because people feel like you're kind of emotionally chaotic, or like you're very emotionally sensitive. So I don't know, if I'm being honest, I feel like your reputation is that people think you're sweet, and so they kind of like say these things behind your back because they know that you don't mean harm, but people find you, and I feel so bad, I'm so sorry, Pod 3, I am just a messenger, okay? But I feel like people don't really say anything sometimes because they do find you to be very sweet and kind, and they know that you don't do it from like a bad place. But sometimes people find you to be like annoying, or just like a lot to deal with emotionally. And so if you find that people are like ghosting you, or they don't really respond to you, or they don't want to hang out with you, that's probably why. It's just like, they don't think you're a bad person, they don't necessarily dislike you, but I feel like your energy is just a lot. And like, people feel like after the reputation that you have is like, people feel like they need to deal with you in doses, or they need to deal with you in like small amounts, okay? Yeah, I'm just a messenger, okay? I feel like you do need to, like, if you feel like you've had this experience where like you feel like you're giving to people and people never really reciprocate, it's because you're trying to like you're trying to be around people that don't. It's kind of like you're chasing people who run away from you. Like, I feel like you kind of subconsciously tend to gravitate towards people who are like distancing themselves from you. And I think you'll be better off if you partnered up or like became friends with other people who are just as like deep and intense as you. Like, you don't, if somebody's annoyed by you, they're not wrong for being annoyed by your depth, or by like the attachment that you have, or how often you want to talk or like be around people. But at the same time, you're not wrong for being the way that you are either. So I think that it's important for you to like pay attention to that when it comes to like your friends and your partners. If you know for a fact that you are the kind of friend where you want to talk to your friends every day, you should be friends with other people who also want to talk to their friends every day, because those people exist. You exist, so obviously there's other people who are like that too, and then you won't have to deal with feeling like you're too much, you know what I'm saying? Or if you're the kind of person who likes to vent and talk about your trauma a lot, then be friends with other people who are the same way. Don't be friends with that person who's really bubbly and they only like to focus on the positive and they don't like to talk about their sad feelings, because then they're going to get annoyed by you and you're going to feel like there's something wrong with you or like you're doing too much, when really you're not doing too much. You're just not talking to your target audience. Like, you know what I'm saying? Kind of think of it in a business aspect. Like, if you're selling ice cream, if you know that you make ice cream and you're selling ice cream, would you try to go sell ice cream to somebody who's lactose intolerant and who doesn't like sweet things? No, because they're going to tell you that the ice cream is nasty, they don't want it. And then if you only try to sell to them, you're going to think, oh, this is a terrible idea, I shouldn't sell ice cream. When really, if you go talk to people who love ice cream and they like sugary things and their stomach doesn't have any negative response to dairy and they eat ice cream all the time with no problems, they're going to like the ice cream. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is not supposed to be like a message of guidance or advice or anything, but I am just getting the need to say, like, based on your reputation, I just feel like you're giving your energy to the wrong people and you're trying to get validation or be friends with or like be in romantic relationships with the wrong people. You need to be with people like you, okay? Next we have Leo. Okay, so you guys could, like I said, fire placements, you guys could be very like extroverted and just like out there, bubbly, very big personality. Like, you need to be around people who are like you. This could even be something where like you're the type of person, like when you go to the club, like you want to dance and you want to shake that ass and you want to just get lit and have a good time, but then you might be friends with people who want to just sit down and like, you know, sip their cocktail or smoke their hookah and just look bougie and not really dance for real. And so then if you get up and you start dancing, then they make you feel like you're doing too much, and like people might even say that you're embarrassing or this and that and third, when really if you had a group of different friends who also like to dance and shake that ass, then y'all would all be dancing and shaking ass together and nobody's going to make you feel like you're doing too much. If anything, y'all are going to have fun and feel like, oh my gosh, I found my tribe, like I found people who are just like me. So there's a sense for you all. I feel like people feel like your reputation is that you kind of come across insecure, because it's like you don't really read the room, in the sense that it's like, I feel like people think it's hard for you to tell that they don't like you, or like people try to give you hints that they don't like you or that they don't want you talking to them or they don't want to hang out with you, but you don't take the hint. And so yeah, like people might say that you don't know how to read the room or something like that. You just come across kind of naive and like just, again, emotionally sporadic, bold, but well-hearted though, like good intentioned, you know. So yeah, let's see what else do we have for pile 2. We have the 3, I'm sorry. We have the world needs you. So yeah, people definitely see you as having like a good heart for sure, especially with Leo, and Leo rules the heart as well. People see you as a good person. It's not like it's not anything too malicious. It's just like people are being passive with you because they don't want to hurt your feelings, and with you not picking up on it, you kind of put yourself in scenarios to keep being around people who don't really want you there, who are not really like for you, and it just ends up with you like feeling left out sometimes, or feeling like, even though you might not always be the best at reading the room, you can kind of feel like maybe these people don't like me. Like you might have little nudges sometimes where you're like, maybe that person isn't my friend, or like maybe they were like being weird, or maybe they're talking about me behind my back. They are, okay? So yeah, like you need to just get new friends, to be honest. Yeah, I just feel like you need some new friends. Be around people who are more like you. Okay. Let's see. And lastly, we have highly blessed, spiritually protected. That's the thing. It's like you come across, and we have on the bottom, I embrace my sexuality, which is not even supposed to be in this deck. Y'all know, like, sometimes my affirmations end up in here, but if it comes out, I definitely take it because it's not even supposed to be in here. We have I embrace my sexuality. Yeah, I feel like you come across very attractive. So it's like people see you as very beautiful, and there are people who lust after you, but it's just like, I don't know, like people kind of, I think maybe because of the way that you come across in the beginning, because like I said, with the 7 of Wands reversed, it's like you do, people expect you to be more guarded. People is like, you might be kind of quiet in the beginning, or like you might be kind of chill or to yourself in the beginning. And so people have this image of you that you're going to be like a cool girl or a cool guy, but you're actually very much chalant as fuck. And so it's like, people don't always want to deal with that. It's like they were kind of drawn to you in the beginning because they thought you were going to be chill, but then you're not chill. And they're like, oh, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of on them for like having that expectation of you, but yeah. So the number that I felt drawn to come to the Cosmic Confessions book is 41. So we're going to read this and see if it correlates with the message or if it might be something different. I don't know, but we'll see. It says, I think you have a really pure heart. I'm a good judge of character. Other people have talked to me about you. They tried to convince me that you're a villain. At first, I believed them. Then I noticed that you have a real talent and a kind spirit. You're not chasing clout or power. You really want to help yourself and others. You don't even talk badly about the people who hurt you. You're so kind. I'm sorry I ever believed those naysayers. They're so intimidated by your light, they look for every way to dim it. Just know I'm on your side. No one really believes these gossipers anymore. They're just jealous, and I can see why. So it's like, yeah, like, there's people who feel like you do too much, and like they kind of want to dim your light, or they want you to be more put into a box. But at the same time, like I said, there's other people who are more like you who would appreciate this about you. Like, there's people who appreciate the fact that you're very bold, and that you care so deeply emotionally. There's people who like the fact that you're not afraid to talk about your trauma. There's people who like the fact that if you like somebody, you're gonna make it known, and you'll be a little clingy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's people who like these things about you. And so I just think that it's important to pay attention to those people, because I feel like maybe you are subconsciously like not paying attention to the people who actually like you for who you are, because you're so busy like chasing the validation of those who don't. It's kind of making me think about Naruto with Sakura and Hinata. Hinata was wanting that man bad since they was kids, and you know, she never thought negatively of Naruto despite how everybody else viewed him, whereas he was so busy chasing Sakura, who wouldn't piss on him if he was on fire half the time, that it took him the longest to even notice that Hinata liked him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you might be in that type of space where like, it's like you feel like an outcast because you're chasing the validation of people who don't want you, whereas there are people who do want you that you're overlooking because you're so focused on these other people. Okay, so that's what I have for you, pile 3. If you made it to pile 3, comment deep, okay, because you guys are deep, you guys are intense. So comment deep and intense, or deep, intense, whatever, to let me know that you're from pile 3. If you liked the video and it resonated, then go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and go ahead and subscribe and join the team. If you would like to book a personal reading, you can do so with the link in my bio. Other than that, I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.